today's lesson, we're going to go over eighth notes, eighth rests, eighth note strums, and a few different strum patterns in 4/4 time and 3/4 time. We'll be covering two chord progressions in the style of Jimmy Buffett, and then also a chord progression for the song Amazing Grace. An eighth note receives 1/2 of a beat. It can be played on the downbeat or on the offbeat. Eighth notes are often played in pairs or groups of 4 and are attached with a beam. Single eighth notes use a flag, which you can see right here. Next to the single eighth note, you'll see an eighth rest, which receives 1/2 of a beat. To count eighth notes, we will use the word "and" between each beat number. So I'll just play a single note of a single line of eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now here's the same rhythm, but written with slashes. So you can use this for chords, like so. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now on beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, you'd strum downstrokes. On all of the off beats, or the ands, you'd strum upstrokes. As you strum, be sure your foot hits the ground on all downbeats and comes up on all of the off beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now that we know how to read eighth note rhythms and we know how to strum and tap our foot while we're strumming, let's go over two different chord progressions in the style of Jimmy Buffett. So these chord progressions actually occur within the song Margaritaville. So the first one starts on a D chord, and we have a down, down, up, down strum pattern. And make sure when you're doing the upstroke, you're only hitting the first 2 or 3 strings. You don't need to strum all 6 strings during the upstroke. Now, the way to count this one is to go like this. It'll be a 1, 2, and 3, and 4 strum pattern. Okay, so let's try the first one. Look at the music below and notice that we have the downstroke cymbals and the upstroke cymbals written in. So down, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 4. Okay, very nice. Let's try that again. This time, you'll be able to see my right hand a little bit closer, and we'll go a little bit slower so you can follow along. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 4. Repeat. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 Okay, so keep practicing that one. You might have to take it a little bit slower. So in the practice buddy, we'll go much, much slower on that one. Okay, so the second chord progression, this is also featured in Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. So this part, we're going to start on a G. 1 measure on the G, 1 measure on the A7, 2 measures on the D chord, and then we're going to repeat G chord, A7, D chord for 2 measures. And you'll notice that this one in particular has the exact same strum pattern as the first progression that we covered. Okay, so I'll play it one time with the music and then one time with a close-up of the right hand. And we'll go very slowly for both takes on this one too. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 4. Repeat. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 Very nice. And one more time with a close-up of the right hand. All right, there we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 4. All right, excellent job. Okay, so again, we're going to be working on that in the practice buddy at slower tempos, trying it many, many times in repetition exercises. So be sure to check that out. And before we wrap things up, we have one more exercise to work on for you today. Okay, so one more chord progression to finish out this lesson. And this one's in 3/4 time, which means that we have 3 beats in the measure, quarter note gets 1 beat. We're going to be using a 1, 2, and 3 strum pattern. So it'll be 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and downstroke, down, up, down, like so. And this is actually the chord progression for the song Amazing Grace. So we can sing along to this chord progression. And I do want to point out that in the first measure, we have a quarter rest. So a quarter rest, as we know, gets 1 beat of silence. But you might be asking yourself, well, we have 3 beats per measure. So where are the first and second beats in this case? So those 2 beats are actually omitted from the first measure. So we're going to count 1, 2, and then we're going to have that quarter rest, and then we're going to start strumming on the first full measure. Now, the 2 beats that were omitted are actually represented in the last measure of the piece. So you notice that we only have 2 beats in the last measure. Now, the reason we do that is so if we want to repeat the entire song, go back to the beginning, that it comes out even. So the last measure will be 1, 2, we repeat back to the beginning, and there's beat 3. So we could just do the entire thing over again. Okay, so remember an incomplete measure at the beginning of a song is called a pickup measure. Okay, so let me play the chord progression for Amazing Grace, and then we'll go through and I'll sing it so you can hear what it sounds like with the vocals. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 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 3. 1, 2. All right, so now I'll play it with some vocals. 1, 2. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. so what you want to do is work on all of the progressions we went over today, work on the chord progression for Amazing Grace, and even try singing along with it. You want to start very slowly at first and just gradually build up speed. And I'll also have the vocals in the extra materials so you can try singing along with the tune. All right, so have fun, and I will see you next time.